President Trump says he has deployed nuclear submarines amid tensions with Russia, and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff could soon travel to Moscow to meet with President Vladimir Putin. NTD's international correspondent Ariane Pasdar has a Russia update.
They are in the region, where they have to be.
President Trump says he deployed nuclear submarines to face possible Russian aggression. According to Trump, the submarines are, quote, in the region. The move comes in response to statements by former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev. Last week, Trump imposed a Friday deadline for Russia to end the Ukraine war. Medvedev, who's now the chairman of Russia's Security Council, responded last week saying each new ultimatum is a threat and a step towards war, not between Russia and Ukraine, but with his own country. If Russia misses the Friday deadline, Trump says he'll impose more sanctions on Moscow and any country doing business with Russia.
Well, there'll be sanctions, but they seem to be pretty good at avoiding sanctions. You know, they're wily characters.
Russia is now trying to negotiate with the United States. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff might travel to Moscow this week for talks. On Sunday, Trump commented about this week's plans.
He may be going, I think next week, Wednesday or Thursday, may be going to Russia. They would like to see him. They've asked that he meet, so we'll see what happens.
The Kremlin on Monday said President Vladimir Putin is happy to meet with Witkoff. According to a spokesperson, Moscow considers the contact to be important, substantial and very useful. Meanwhile, at the NATO headquarters in Brussels on Monday,
the Dutch are just the first of many. You're going to see a series of announcements in the coming weeks.
The U.S. ambassador to NATO comments on the U.S. selling weapons to NATO and Ukraine. Last month, Trump said the U.S. will supply weapons to NATO members, which can then send them to Ukraine. This includes the highly sought-after Patriot missile systems. The Netherlands recently said it would contribute over $500 million to the plan.
When we announced this facility that allowed our NATO allies to buy U.S. equipment and provide that to Ukraine for their defense, we had a lot of our allies raise their hand and line up. A lot of them are coming together.
But he added that the fighting will be stopped not by more weapons, but rather through a diplomatic solution, which the U.S. is working on. Ariane Pasdar, NTD News.